Welcome back to L&L Honeycomb Homestead. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my chunky, spicy salsa. If you want to know how I make mine, stay tuned. As you all know, okay, before we get anything done as far as canning, the first thing you want to do, if it's a day before or the day of, you want to make sure you have everything clean and sanitized. You want to have all your jars washed with soap and water, put aside and sanitized, okay? You want to have your rings and bands good and washed and rinsed and also put aside. You want to have all your countertops, your sink, everything clean and ready to be used and sanitized as well before you do any canning. You want all your utensils that you're going to be using, your jar lifters, your debubblers, your funnel, all those things. You want those to be as well sanitized, okay, before you get anything started. You want any of your choppers or anything like that that you're going to be using when it comes to your canning of your product, you want that also to be sanitized, okay? This is me. This is how I do things. I've been in the restaurant business for years as well. At one time in my life, I was in the management and I was doing all that, and I was also in the prepping area. I was just over food inspection and all that good stuff, okay? I did those things. So that's why I say what I say when it comes to canning. Now, what they say as far as what you need to do as far as canning, yes, but I go to the extreme. That's just me. You can take those extra precautions or you can just follow what they want you to do, okay? But this is me. I go to the extreme when it comes to cleaning, sanitation, and everything when it comes to that cleaning, including my hands. I'll wash my hands multiple times. You might not see it in this video, but Lord have mercy, I do. I have to keep my hands moisturized all the time because I'm forever washing my hands, if that makes any sense. So yes, I stay cleaning and sanitizing and putting things in really good cleaning, okay? That's me, okay? So further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this, okay? Okay, honey bees, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tomatoes and start putting them in some cool water. And in here I will be pretty much washing and washing my tomatoes and coring them and getting them good and clean. And also I put in a little bit of vinegar in here. You can put a little bit of that fruit stuff in here as well. And what that does, help get whatever bugs that might have been sitting on your fruit tomatoes. And that's what I'm going to do. And get them good in here. Get everything kind of leveled with the water. I have here approximately 25 tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. If you look back on a video or so, you might see when I was getting these tomatoes. So, making sure they're good and up here where they need to be with the water. Okay. Or so of vinegar in here because I want it to be good and clean. Okay. I don't want no bugs or anything on my stuff. But it's good to sanitize, you know. Okay, at this point, now that I got everything poured up out of the tomatoes, I will be taking it over here to the stove. I will be taking some of these tomatoes, putting it on the tray that I have right here. I have a pot over here that has hot water in it. I'm going to drop a few over in there, and then in this pot here, I will be dropping them in here. So in the pot with the hot water, when you drop your tomatoes in, you're going to leave them in for at least good 30 seconds or so, maybe less, and then to put them in some cool water. That's going to shock them, and that's going to help peel these tomatoes. I'm going to keep those skins as well to make some powder out of those. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and let's get started with that. You also want to have you a good little scooper with some holes in it, like a strainer, to be able to dip your tomatoes in and put them in cool water, okay, to shock them, just keep them from cooking. But you don't want to leave them in this hot water too long, okay, because then it'll cook the tomato and you don't want that to happen, okay? So let's get started. Okay, honeybees, this is the time that we're getting ready to chop up our tomatoes. This is the time that you need to get your vegetables that you want in your salsa, okay? Because you can do it the way I do it, or you can do it the way you do it. So there might be things in here that you might not even like. and there might be things that you do like. It's time to get those prepared. Now, like I said, as far as preparation, as far as canning and stuff like that, you can do this ahead of time and have all that stuff already prepped and chopped and diced however size you want it to be when it's time to get all this stuff prepped. You know what I'm saying? Prepping time. So I wanted to do this just for the video purposes. I already have some put up. Now I'm getting ready to do the spicy, you know what I'm saying, the spicy chunky. I already did some chunky regular, because a lot of people in the family that I have, in my family, Love has in his family, don't like a lot of spice and stuff. So therefore, there is some spicy right here, and then there's none. Okay, so I'm showing the spicy. Okay, so if you already have some that's already chopped up, we're gonna go through the chopping process. So let's begin that now. And before we do start, if you have a processor that will make it faster, go right ahead. I got a manually one, you know what I'm saying? So I won't have to worry about using any electricity. I have a manual one too, that way. And then you can also do it with your hand and chop it that way as well. So whatever way is comfortable for you, just do it. Let's chop it, okay? Let's get started. Okay, so now that I got everything in here, it's time to do the ingredients. I'm getting ready to put it into a pot to put on the stove. And we're going to put all the seasonings in here and everything that we need to have in here is to start cooking this salsa. And then we're going to be ready to can it. I'm so excited. So let's get that right over here to the oven right now. Okay, y'all, so now I'm getting ready to put everything inside this pot so it can be cooking. And I get everything ready for my jars. So let's stick everything in here so we can mix it. Okay, now it's time to add the ingredients. So you're going to need 3/4 cups of vinegar. Got some Scotch bonnets because I told you this was going to be a hot salsa. I'm going to put a little bit of those in here. Got some cilantro from the garden. A little bit of cumin in here as well. Just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to mix all this up. And I'm going to turn the eye on, and for 30 minutes, it's going to have to start a boil. And then when it gets a good boil, then you turn it down for it to simmer for 30 minutes. And it'll be time to go ahead and can these bad boys up. All right. And as it's warming up, always taste your food. Always taste it so that way you'll know what is missing. So fat. So now it's getting close to that boil. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So pretty. So pretty. Come here. Look at there. It's so pretty. Do you see that? And it's going to thicken up. It's got everything in here that I need to have. It's really good. So I'm waiting for it to come to a good boil. And then I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer. While it's going through that phase, this is the time that if you need to sanitize your jars, Like, they need to be hot, because you don't need to put cool jars, food with cool jars, because that it's going to cause it to shatter, it's going to cause it to crack, it's going to cause all those things. So when you're doing hot foods, you got to make sure your jars are hot as well. So mine are in the oven at the lowest temperature, where they're going to be hot when I take them out to be jarred up one by one, because those jars need to be hot as well as my salsa. Okay, so while I'm waiting on this to start getting up, I'm going to be getting my tongs and all that good stuff ready for it to be jarred up. And so let's get to that now. Okay, y'all, so now it's that time to go ahead and fill these jars. I just took 2 out of the oven, and now it's time to work. This is going to be very hot. I'm not going to touch none of these jars barehanded. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Sorry, this pot is in the way. I gotta have it close. So I'm going to show you. Okay. Alright, now we're going to fill the jars up. You're going to leave it at a 1/2 inch space from the top. And make sure your jars are hot as well, so that way we can get these on in. And then, after we do those, I'm going to show you what we do next in the next step from that. After I get the second one done. Get them all in. These jars are extremely hot. Y'all be careful when you do this. Deep elbow and put this on the lid, and we're going to get them in on the steamer. And that as well, the water is real hot as well, because you don't want nothing to disturb the temperature process on what you're doing. Okay. As you can see, I was able to get 6 in the tray. I had a 6.5. I had my other half that's sitting over on the counter, so I was able to get 6 in. And I have plenty more to go. Plenty more to go. So let's get this started. I'm going to put the lid on here, crank this up on high, and process in my elevation 25 minutes. Now I got the lid on. I done turned my heat up. This was already good and hot, my water, so my jars were hot. This was hot, it wasn't boiling, and my salsa was hot. Everything was hot. So when this starts to vent in the back with steam, steady flow, that's when I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. And I'll be back with the finished product. There you have it, people. The thick, spicy, chunky salsa, hot and spicy. Yes. I was able to make 6.5 pints, and I have 6 regular I already have done, so it's total of 12 pints of salsa. Yes. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and yo, look, you done again. You done put something else up on this shelf. We're on the salsa roll, y'all, and get ready for another one, because I will be coming with another salsa video. Until then, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.